brace yourself, because what happened inside that cage wasn't just a fight. It was a turning point that sent shockwaves through the lightweight division and left the landscape in chaos. One side showcased a fighter with unbreakable composure, while the other revealed a weight class that may never look the same again. And here's the uncomfortable truth. This wasn't just another result on the record books. This single outcome has the potential to influence the division for years to come. Every brutal exchange mattered, every moment added weight, and the fallout is far from settled. If you want to understand how a battle this violent, this messy, and this disputed ended in a decision that still raises eyebrows, stay locked in, because the deeper story is only beginning.
Obviously delivered in the main event, capped off with a war. Just give us your thoughts on Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett delivering a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Paddy Pimblett at the weigh-ins yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now I didn't know Paddy Pimblett had a chin like that till tonight. And, yeah, absolute dogfight in a war, and much respect to both guys.
The only choice. And I knew he wasn't going to quit. He's not a quitter. I've never seen him quit, never seen him give up. And luckily I found some success early. Like I said, I was going to have to steal some momentum, and half of wrestling is stopping people from taking you down. And that's what I was best at. And so luckily I was successful tonight from keeping him there. I thought I grappled well. I was in his guard, in his guard a little bit. If I took my foot off the pedal for a second, he was on my ass, and he did a good job up to the last second. I really wanted to finish him, but I loved teaching him a lot. He said my face was not going to look the same after the fight, and his would look the exact same. So as soon as it was over, I was like, well, look at your face, motherfucker. It does not look the same. You cannot have that mentality when you come in there. He needs to accept the worst possible outcome, and that's how you perform the best, when the pressure's the
I know what I'm talking about. I knew Justin was going to win, but I will tell you guys, he won in kind of a fluky way. There were multiple eye pokes, and he kind of did get him in the balls. But, chat, can I ask you guys a genuine question? And I'm not shitting on anybody. Do you guys really think either of them are going to beat Topuria? Come on. And I like both fighters, but, dude, I'm not going to lie, bro. Topuria is going to kill whoever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It really does not matter. That's the problem. Dude. Topuria is it's gonna be crazy.
Before we break down the chaos piece by piece, take a moment to steady yourself. What follows isn't a standard breakdown of strikes and strategy. It cuts far deeper. This is about emotion, controversy, and moments so extreme they challenge everything you think you know about the sport. So let's get into it, but consider this your warning. There's no real way to prepare for what comes next.
The emotions after the victory were obviously very clear in the cage, but I just wonder if you can kind of put it into words now, just how much that result meant to you and getting the win tonight.
Yeah, I felt like I took winning for granted for a while. feel like I just never lost. Now coming off 2 losses, I was like, man, it really feels good to win. So I just, I don't usually get like that too. I usually after a win, I just kind of, like I said, I just feel like it's always going to win. So after coming off those losses, I was definitely felt good.
Yeah. Not an easy fight, obviously. And, you dominated the third round. First 2 rounds were a little tougher. What do you think was the key to having such success in that third round versus what played out in the opening 2 rounds?
Yeah, I feel like the first 2 rounds, like he took me down at the end of both of them, but he didn't really do anything. I don't know. I feel like I didn't even know I got hit. Tim said there was a video, he hit me with like a left hook, but I just feel like I didn't even take any damage other than inflicting, damage on myself from kicking him and stuff. But yeah, I feel like I won every round as far as damage goes, but I'd have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. The way the judges had it, they had you winning round 1 and round 3 obviously was clear. I know after the fight was over, I saw, you're walking around, you're like, hey, that's my fight. I won that. That's my fight. Was that you kind of like hoping and thinking, or did you know for sure? Did you felt confident?
Again, I didn't feel like I got hit. Like, so in my head at the time, I must have got hit once or twice, but I really didn't feel like I got hit.
G versus Topuria, it's probably going to be a crazy fight also, most likely.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting. I think that, Ilya hits like a truck and so does Gaethje. And I think if Gaethje prepares properly and gets ready for this fight, it should be a fun one.
Fight began, and right away the tone felt wrong in a way you couldn't ignore. As soon as the gloves touched, Justin came forward not with confidence, but with something far darker, measured aggression, almost predatory in how deliberate it looked. Paddy's leg kicks weren't part of some clever plan. They felt like emergency brakes trying to slow down an oncoming storm. Leading into the fight, there had been non-stop speculation about Justin's condition, rumors of injuries, questions about title implications. But whatever he was dealing with physically, it didn't show in the force he was throwing. The entire arena shifted the moment those heavy body shots landed and his right hand started finding its target, like the air got pulled out of the building. Once the overhand started flying, structure disappeared completely. This wasn't technique versus technique anymore. It was raw intent colliding with survival. And in the first round, someone realized far too late they were standing in something they couldn't control. The knee landed, the uppercut followed, and the first knockdown happened. What stood out wasn't the damage, but the way Justin followed up, not calculated, not cautious, just instinct taking over. When Paddy somehow scrambled back up only to be dropped again, it became clear to everyone watching. This was drifting into dangerous territory, the kind of fight that ends careers. Then came the eye poke, clear, ugly, impossible to miss, and somehow the crowd reacted to the wrong person. That moment cracked something beneath the surface, because controversy doesn't appear out of nowhere. It grows when confusion benefits someone. Round 2 detonated into pure violence. Justin swung with so much force he was stumbling forward, exhaustion and fury blending into something reckless. Paddy's uppercuts kept landing clean, again and again, yet Justin marched through them like pain was an insult. That's when people close to the action started noticing small details, things subtle enough to escape most viewers, but big enough to change how the round might be remembered if they ever come to light. The pressure never stopped. Body kicks piled up, head snapped back, and when Paddy finally landed clean, Justin's expression wasn't fear. It was cold calculation, the kind that shows someone choosing damage over safety. When he forced the grappling exchanges and dove recklessly into danger, it felt like seconds away from disaster. Somehow Paddy survived to the bell, blooded, disoriented, barely holding together. Round 3 followed the same script, another knockdown, Another moment where it looked inevitable. Yet Paddy kept rising in defiance of logic. That's where the shift began. Justin's output dipped just enough to matter. Barely noticeable unless you were watching closely, but that tiny crack became the entry point for everything that followed. Paddy's leg kicks started adding up. His jab found rhythm, and then the next flashpoint arrived. The groin strike. Accidental or not, it froze the arena. When action resumed, Paddy looked renewed while Justin's frustration turned sharp and dangerous. From there, the later rounds became uncomfortable to watch. Justin threw everything he had, even if it meant sacrificing himself, while Paddy countered with precision. The toughness from both was unreal, but toughness can hide problems, and the fight's rhythm felt off, less like dominance, more like exhaustion reshaping reality.